So talking about clients here, do you pick your own clients or you take whatever comes towards you?
I feel design is just limited by the power of imagination, and whatever we work on, we work hard to blur those boundaries.
Your artistic ability is one facet of what we do. There is so much more that actually comes into play.
I get that question a lot by all these Madhuri fans. They're like, how's she to work with? How's she?
Hey everybody, my name is Manit Shah.
Hi, I'm Apoorva Shroff, the founder of Lit Design.
Hi, I'm Shabnam Gupta. I'm the principal designer at the Orange Lane, and I'm the founder of the label Peacock Life.
We want to bring the world together with design.
And as our world is evolving and progressing, it is the people and the creators that are the ultimate reason. And with Evolving Habitat, that's what we're aiming to do, to put the Indian architecture and design fraternity on the global platform.
And I hope you like what you're going to be seeing now.
So let's just get the elephant out of the room. What do you do for a living?
You go for it.
What do I do for a living?
Yeah.
You called me here without knowing that? I'm an architect. Do I have to elaborate? Or I thought
Slightly
the introductions were later.
Slightly more.
So I'm the founder of Lit, and Lit means joint, and like a joint that binds and supports movement, we at Lit wish to bring the world together with design. So be it architecture or interiors, I feel design is just limited by the power of imagination, and whatever we work on, we work hard to blur those boundaries.
Great. What about you?
So I'm an interior designer, and I am also I also own the retail brand called Peacock Life. So we have a design studio. We do boutique, bespoke, personalized designs. We believe that designs are very, very personal. And at the retail label, we actually are quintessentially Indian. So we are completely handmade and artisanal.
Since you spoke about Peacock Life, what's that about?
So Peacock Life actually was born out of angst very early on in my career. Of course, now you've got every brand available in the country, but I think around 2010, when I used to go sourcing for clients and for my projects, I realized that we had either the really, really expensive brands which are not easily available, or then you had a couple of stores which were ridiculously priced, honestly. And that angst led me to want to create my own label, to find things that are unique, that are handmade, and that are Indian. And from that, Peacock Life was born, and we've not looked back ever since.
And is Orange Lane based on the same concept, or is that something else?
No, Orange Lane actually has a logo which is like a little tunnel, and it's the rabbit hole, which is Alice in Wonderland. And it's about storytelling, it's about just living in our own dreams. When we design, for a very large part, we design for ourselves. The client's brief just happens to be there. That's actually the truth, because I think when I'm designing, I'm just purely designing for the joy of it. And that's what Orange Lane is all about.
That's great. Since we're talking about design, I've seen your architecture, Apoorva, and I've realized you like infusing poetry into your architecture. What's all that about? Why poetry?
So poetry for me doesn't necessarily mean ghazals.
Okay.
It's about finding inspiration, and I find inspiration in nature. So it's literally taking a walk outside when you run into a block and pick up a leaf and try to infuse the veins of that leaf into the lines that I draw. So that's poetry for me.
And what about you? My team tells me that you have a way of making anything into an art piece. Where does that come from?
Your team is very kind. I want to meet all of them. So I mean, I think it's not intentional. I think it comes very naturally. I think at heart we are storytellers at the studio, and we like to decode each client and create a home that's their persona and their reflection. And I think because we do that, and then we like to give it the aspect of their roots, where they really come from. So I think that's where the artistic part comes in, and the Indian element somewhere comes in if it is rooted in this part of the country. And I think it's just artistic because of these reasons. We are just instrumental in doing what we do.
So what's your take on the entire Western world coming into India, bringing their architecture in,
I
their
think
way
it's
of doing
beautiful.
stuff?
I think it's a great time to be in design. I think India is finally getting its time in the light. You know, we are actually getting the spotlight on us. The kind of craft we have, the kind of artisans we have, the kind of master craftsmen we have. I think for a very long time, a lot of the Western designers took inspiration from here. And a lot of the times, Indians, because of so much history that we've had with the British era, etc., always look towards the West to endorse that, yes, this is great design. I think that shift has already taken place. I think earlier, when a large part of people used to travel abroad, there was this entire looking up to the West. I think the West looks up to us now in terms of the craft and the design that we have to offer. And I think Indian designers have now owned that part very proudly. And they actually are creating designs which are contemporary and contextual. And that's the reason why we are part of this beautiful journey of reviving the craft, along with living in very comfortable homes with all the brands possible, but proudly wearing India.
Great. What are your thoughts on the changing consumer behavior in India?
I completely agree with Shabnam, and I think that awareness of our culture, the uniqueness that you find in our craft has definitely come to the forefront. Everybody craves India, wants India, and the designers are fully aware of it. The shift has also come, if you see, along with Milan, there are lots of Indian designers that we as designers want to start infusing into our the homes that we design. And the consumer, the client is very aware of these names. It's not like it's new to them. And they're very excited. They all start with saying, let's use more of India. So yeah, it's a very exciting time.
So can you have the so-called Western luxury in Indian artifacts?
Yes, I would think so. I think, see, also, I think luxury is so different for different people. I think luxury for me might be having time and being able to walk bare feet and enjoying the dew in the grass. For me, that might be luxury. For someone else, luxury might be carrying a branded bag. So I think luxury is also so personal. But yes, I think the world has become very small. I think you no longer see homes that are just super contemporary and will be devoid of a soul. I think today Indian pieces are mixed with Western and Western are mixed with Indian, and I think it's just become a melting pot, and which is really beautiful according to me.
What's luxury according to you?
So I'm
Yeah.
going to quote my husband, who's probably quoting somebody else to me. but for me, luxury is belonging and not belongings. So it's like she said, having the time to actually enjoy the money that you spend and having the time to spend it with somebody that you want to spend it with, right? So that's luxury for me.
So do people see it that way, or they like spending a lot of money on their houses, buying the most expensive things?
I think the two are not really related, because if you have the money and you want the comfort, you should. But that doesn't mean that you're not evolved enough to also understand that that is only a materiality of giving you functional comfort. But then when you're looking at luxury and you're looking at peace of mind, that no amount of materialism can buy for you. You can't buy happiness, or you can't buy peace of mind. So I think they're both different in that context.
I agree.
And where does technology play its role here?
So you're talking to someone who's pretty technology challenged. But I do believe that technology is the only way forward. Technology brings us comfort in the way a space functions, not the way a space looks necessarily. So I think functionality is about everything being on a click of a button now.
So I think I'm somewhere in the middle. It's not that I only use my pencil and sketchbook, but I do believe that without technology, there is no way forward. So I'm actually making the effort to learn Rhino, learn 3D softwares, just so that I can actually start keeping up with not my peers, but the kids that I employ. So literally, yes, there is no way forward without technology.
And with this entire change and move towards sustainability, how is that impacting interior design and architecture?
I think it's not only design or architects. I think humanity needs to, and is realizing. Look at the crisis we've had in Bangalore. I mean, it was the city of the lakes and the city to go to when you're retired, and today they're facing a water crisis. And I was reading an article that said that there are going to be 30 countries across the world which are going to be facing, literally going to become a no water kind of a land. So I think sustainability is something that we've gotten the earth to where it is. We will have to take on onus. You can delay it as long as you want, but it's going to hit you. And we all will need to do our part. I think the only advantage we have over others is that as architects and designers, we create that responsibility through the buildings, through the design, and that onus somewhere lies on us. But over and beyond that, it's an onus that lies on mankind.
Do you see India moving towards that?
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody has a choice there. And we all need to move towards it. And I think designers today are very consciously moving towards it. And it needs to start, of course, with us showing the client the way forward. That much responsibility we all need to bear. And it's funny though you say that there's a lack of water, because with global warming, the water levels are only rising. So it's crazy the challenges that we face as humanity. And yeah, we all need to be aware of it and work responsibly towards a happier future.
Interesting. Well, they say an artist must also be a great engineer. What are your thoughts on that statement?
So, you know, when I started architecture, I thought all I need is math and science. but honestly, I'm rubbish at it, and I've really never faced any serious issues by not being so good at math and engineering. I think a lot of design is collaboration, and while the gut comes from you, there are a lot of people that help you build a building that does not fail structurally. And it has to work hand in hand, and that's why it's architecture and not just a painting.
So do architects need that engineering knowledge?
Yeah, I mean, and I also think it comes to you naturally. I mean, I'd like to think that your artistic ability is one facet of what we do. There is so much more that actually comes into play, and engineering and technology and creativity, they all come together to create what we do.
While I was reading a bit about you, I got to know you came from the entertainment industry. How come you're not in the movies yet?
No, the movies.
Have you tried?
They don't
Something
excite
in-
me.
something
No,
in-
no, no. So I have a lot of clients from the industry, but I somehow just don't see myself fitting into that world. It's a very different world from who I am.
How is it designing a house for them?
You know, most people think that you're designing for the stars, and I'm sure Apoorva will have her take on it. I know she's also done celebrity homes. But I feel that when they talk to you as someone who is going to be a part of their journey for a year, 2 years, we need to know every aspect of how they live, what goes in which drawer. Literally, you need to know them for the people they are. And I have been very fortunate that most of my clients have been very real people. Uh, and they are real people. That's just the job that they do. So I think their perception is so much larger than life that people forget that they are just like us.
Yeah, I get that question a lot by all these Madhuri fans. They're like, how's she to work with? How's she? And honestly, actually, Madhuri is every ounce the star that you think she is on stage as a person as well. She's extremely down to earth, extremely lovely, just as gorgeous to look at, just as stunning a smile, and really, really, really simple. So when I entered her Juhu home first, when I first met her and she took me to her Juhu home, I was like heartbroken saying, Madhuri lives like this. And hopefully I've contributed a little bit in elevating her lifestyle. But yeah, she is a star in all aspects.
The house you made is beautiful. I've had a look. So talking about clients here, do you pick your own clients or you take whatever comes towards you?
I think it's a combination. I think sometimes you get approached by people who you immediately know is going to be great fun working with, and you can really do something kick-ass together. You also come across people where in the first conversation you know that this is definitely not going to happen.
So what's a red flag?
There isn't really a red flag. I think there are, designing is, from the client's perspective, it needs to be a beautiful process because they're making their homes. And today homes cost a lot of money. From our process, we are that artist that needs to be on the same page because it's going to then get the best out of what we do. I think it's just a question of relatability. It's a question of getting it. And if you get it, you can do magic. And if you don't, it can actually be disastrous for both. So you should know when to say that this is not for me.
No, I agree. So I think before anybody comes to me, I ask them, the first question I ask them is, have you seen my work and do you like my style? Because if you do, then let's have the next conversation, because otherwise, like she said, it could be a huge disaster. It's very important for teamwork when it might be my vision, but it is their home at the end of the day. I can't tell them what they need and they should not tell me how to draw. So it's really important to have that synergy for the project to be a success.